Desperate men do desperate things. Let's get into it.
Next to the concrete company, that he had a long-standing beef with the concrete company in Granby, a very long-standing, decades old, it was described to us, and that he went after the concrete company first. He then made his way down Main Street of Granby and actually was taking out buildings as he passed, took out...
So, yeah, and I was just watching Cred. It's a documentary on YouTube, and it's this episode, this guy, he lives in Granby, Colorado, and he got frustrated with the system.
Standing on a hill above this earth mover turned tank, were firing some pretty heavy arms at him, trying to find a weak spot, trying to find some way to immobilize. This man was now on the east side of it.
And he gets denied permit after permit. He does everything by the book, does everything he's supposed to do. The city still shuts him down. It's like, and the city's like, oh, well, you went to the county commissioner, and it's just like, well, the county commissioner knows the governor knows this person. They're all connected, even on this small town level. And he's basically screwed. And he bought this bulldozer, and the bulldozer, you know, it's just...
Marv went to California, probably based on an advertisement he saw on a Ritchie Brothers auction site for this Komatsu D355 bulldozer. Marv bid on it and got it at a great deal.
By the time he's done with it, he's got a tank, and it weighs like 300, I don't know how many tons. It weighs like 2 tons. Or a ton and a half. It was pretty heavy. And he goes through the city, starts plowing down everything in its path, and he has this path that he plows through, and he's just mowing shit down left and
determined, and nothing will stop him except
this man barricaded himself inside a bulldozer with at least one machine gun.
It was very systematic that he was picking and choosing where he was going. He was very deliberate in
Home
his
video
choices.
rolls as police opened fire on a one-man wrecking
see
crew.
the armor plate on the side of that. It didn't seem to matter what police
bulldozer
officers
that
did
he's
with
made
the
into a
rifles and
makeshift
such.
armored
And they could
bulldozer,
not
and he's
pierce
damaged and
this
destroyed
downtown
half a dozen buildings in
Colorado.
Granby.
Destroying buildings.
and he's just mowing shit down left and right. And he goes to like City Hall, mows them down, goes to I think everybody that denied him a permit, the business next door that was fucking with him, he goes and he burns that place to the ground. And where he screwed up was he high-centered. He goes to this other, like, I think it was like a department store or something that screwed him over, and he high-centered on it, and he didn't realize that department store had a basement. And so his tank high-centered on the line between the basement and the ground, and it sank in. And once it sank in, he was screwed. And it was overheating by this point anyway. I think his radiator had blown, and the engine was already overheating, so he was already at the end game at this point. But the construction of the tank, he made it so much he welded himself into the tank so he could not get out. He was like welded in the tank. There was no escape. This was a one-way mission.
Determined, and nothing will stop him
This
except
man
his
barricaded himself inside a bulldozer with at least one machine gun.
It was very systematic.
And the city comes in, and like as soon as it's high center, they come in, and all the SWAT team, the helicopters have been following it. By this point, it's national news, which sadly I think a few days later 9/11 happened, and that became the bigger story. But anyway, so you know, the news is on it, and the SWAT team comes in, and they're boom, 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 shooting the hell out of this tank, throwing bombs and stuff to blow it, to blow the concrete, because it's still, remember, it was still like 2-inch steel, 4 inches of concrete, and then 2 inches more of steel, and then him. So he's completely protected from anything. But anyway, they make their way in. He's high-centered, and I think he opted out. And anyway, that was the story of what happened in Granby, Colorado. The story of Cred. I'll try to show something if I can. If not, no worries. If you're here, thanks for watching. If you subscribe, thank you for that. If you leave notifications on, all that stupid YouTube nonsense, thank you. Who cares? Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys all later.